what's going on, y'all? So, yeah, back for round 2. Let's go. All right, who's all in here? Daycon versus Dark and Bunny. Nice to see y'all. Oh, man. Yes. Actually, you read my mind, Daycon. I actually have some other predators in store for us today. So yeah. I was gonna actually, yeah, start with one of them, and then probably do another one. Do some more of them as well, and then I have some other, like, at some point later we'll do some, like, listen to like some Mr. Ballin stories and stuff later on tonight. So yeah, be like a little mixed match of like Lorne, a little bit of Lorne, and then some other predators. So yeah, and then some Mr. Ballin. So we'll have like a nice little mixed match of stuff. And then I'm gonna be playing a game as well. So hopefully it's not too loud. I try to change the volume, so hopefully it's not too loud and stuff. Anyways, let's get started. Good to see everyone for stopping by again. So yeah. Oh shit. Probably should also throw Mr. Fainting Man. Where's the hell? Here he is. Oh yeah. The game goes here. That goes. Why the hell do I have 2 of them? God damn it. There we go. Damn, I'll let this go right over here. Sorry about that. Oh. Boom! Coming shot.
And there's one more potential predator we'd like you to meet. That's 37-year-old Kazuo Akutsu knocking on our door.
Hey, I'm glad you made it.
Yeah, I know.
He's been chatting online for more than a week with a decoy posing as a 14-year-old. Using the screen name Kaz4541, he asks the girl about having sex on the beach, then says he's not into that. He wants a nice, comfortable bed. He also has a birthday wish. Sex with the decoy.
Oh,
You want some
God.
brownies?
Not for now.
He smelled like he was smoking in the car beforehand and hasn't showered in a couple of days.
You didn't bring me any chocolate.
No.
So, he smells of BO and either weed or fucking smoke. Cigarettes. Fuck.
You know why?
Why?
Because, I didn't want her to find it.
What do you mean?
Sorry?
You know, the wrapping and everything.
I would have thrown it away.
No.
So explain again why no chocolates?
I don't know where everyone's at. I think Wes Mose, he's streaming with TLI, I think, right now. Still. And Honest, he's with. And then I think Cornville is wrapping up too.
I just didn't bring it.
You didn't bring it.
No.
So what's your plan here today?
Well, I was going to just see her.
He admits her is a 14-year-old girl named Sandy who he met online. He says he's 37 and works for a major department store in New York City. So you just decided today after work that you're going to jump in the car to meet a 14-year-old girl named Sandy.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
That's it.
You thought it was appropriate at the age of 37 to come meet a 14-year-old. Why? Explain that to me.
I didn't think it was appropriate.
Your chat was pretty darn explicit with her.
Yeah.
And you acknowledge in the chat that the age thing could be a problem. Sandy, I am more than twice your age.
Mm-hmm. I know what I did. What am I going to do now?
Then Kaz 4541 more than twice your age.
Mm-hmm. I know what I did. What am I going to do now?
Then Kaz 4541 says he's feeling ill. You talk about her having a hard time enjoying sex because she's a virgin, and then it might hurt.
Please go to bed.
You can go if you'd like to, but I think I need to tell you something first. And that's I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC, and we're doing a story on adults who try to meet kids online for sex. Now, if there's anything else you want to say, we'd like to hear it. If not, you can obviously walk out the door you came in.
No.
We call for an EMT who comes in and examines him. It turns out to be nothing serious. For an EMT, we call for an EMT who comes in and examines him. It turns out to be nothing serious.
Yeah, he's clammy. He's definitely. Come on, let's get up to your feet. See your head.
I say, B Dweller. Nice for you to stop by. Everyone's stopping by. Good to see everyone again.
All right.
He's escorted out of the house and is later arrested. Lieutenant Neville says he recovered pretty quickly.
Brought him back to the police department, had a medic at the police department that monitored his blood pressure and heart rate and pulse, and pretty much was cleared to go back to the jail.
Later, he goes before a judge and his bail is set.
Your bail is set at $50,000 with no 10% eligibility.
As the operation wraps up, there are a total of 28 men who've been arrested and charged with a felony. So far, 2 have been indicted. Most of the men have not
Lorne?
had a chance to make a plea. All the others have pleaded not guilty.
Oh my God. See. You'll never able to make bail. Okay. Wow. Good to know. Let's see here. Take this off. Where was I? All right. Let's listen to this one. Do you love me?
You broke up with me.
Love me?
You broke up with me tonight. You just.
If you love me, you better tell me.
You broke up with me.
Do you love me?
You broke up with me tonight.
Stop playing. Stop playing your stupid fucking game.
Stop asking me if I love you and then cussing at me in the same fucking breath, you fucking asshole moron. You think I love that?
When I ask you if you love me, if you really do love me, then you better say yes, not no.
So what?
Do you love me?
Fuck no, you fucking ugly pig.
What?
Hi.
I'm not gonna fucking play your goddamn game.
What do you want?
If you fucking love me, you better fucking say yes, not fucking no. And you better not call me an ugly fucking pig, or a fucking pedophile or any of your stupid fucking words that you're using, because they are not helping you or us.
Are you done?
And I'm tired of that fucking bullshit.
Are you done?
If you love me, you better fucking tell me you love me.
If you hang up on me, we're broken up. Do you understand?
If you play that fucking game with me again, it's not going to be a good outcome.
I need you to understand.
I need you to understand. I don't want you playing. I need you to understand. I don't want you playing the fucking game with me.
Are we broken up?
I have had enough fucking games. You played one when we first met. Now you think you're gonna play one now. I'm stopping it.
Are we done?
You better make up your mind if you love me or not.
Are we through?
Depends on what you say.
Are we through, Lorne? Are we done? Are we through?
Depends on what you say.
Are we done?
Depends on what you say.
What do you mean?
I love you.
I know you.
I love you. Do you love me?
Fuck no. I hate you, you drunk, ugly bitch.
Oh.
What?
I'm just verifying that we're broken up now.
Well, you're trying awful hard to fucking break up with me, so you must have somebody on the side.
I don't have anybody on the side. I'm just letting you know that I understand that you want to break up with me, and that's fine. I don't deserve to be treated.
You're the one that, you're the one that wants to break up with me.
No, you broke up with me.
You can't tell me you can't tell me you love me.
I don't love you because you're cussing at me and treating me bad.
Oh, bullshit.
Oh, bullshit.
You're the one that's done everything. You even told me that my mother.
What I said just now.
You even said the same thing that Wendy said the other night. Fuck your mother. That's what you said in your voicemail.
Fuck your mother. I meant it too. You don't care about your mother, or else you would have taken care of your brother a long time ago.
What do you want?
I don't know. What do you want?
Well, I wanted you to love me, but you don't.
Literally is demanding.
I know. Are you gonna cry now?
Quite possibly.
Quite possibly.
You just want me to tell you I love you because you're being mean to me and you want to know I forgive you. Well, you can't do it like that because you're being mean.
Forgive me for what? Fuck you. You're not doing that to me. Fuck you.
Oh, yeah? You're being mean to me, not me. I knew it. I knew it.
Fuck you. You're not doing that
Are you crying, Lorne?
to me. Fuck.
Well, you can't do it like that because you're being mean.
Forgive me for what? Fuck you. You're not doing that to me. Fuck you.
Oh, yeah? You're being mean to me, not me. I knew it. Why are you breaking up with me?
I'm not the one breaking up with you. You're breaking up with me.
You keep hanging up on me and saying goodbye, and you hate me.
I asked you a simple fucking question. You tell me no, and you say you fuck my mother, and you say you mean it. I'm not gonna be with somebody that fucking does that shit.
I don't mean it, but you just don't listen to me. All you want to do is
You're
talk
crying.
over me. That's the only way I can get you to shut up.
Don't tell me that you fucking mean it. Don't tell me that you fucking mean it. That's my fucking mother you're talking about. You say you love her to me before, then you tell me fuck my mother. You fucking kidding me?
Stop.
I'm not Tony and Wendy. I give a fuck about my mother.
I do too. And
Hey,
I
Dan
It's not a fucking
Jones.
game to me. And you
Thanks for being
gotta
a show
stop playing
boy.
the fucking game with me.
Do you want to break up?
I'm not gonna stick around for a goddamn game. You want to keep playing the game, you can play it with somebody else. I'm not sticking around for a game. So if you want me, you better stop fucking taking me seriously. I'm not kidding about any fucking part of it. That includes your fucking precious Dan. You want to keep your bullshit up with fucking Dan, you can go fucking get him, because I'm done with that.
You're done with me?
I'm sick of it. I'm sick of hearing you fucking talk about Dan. It makes me want to fucking puke.
Did you cheat on me tonight with Elton?
Are you fucking kidding me?
I need to know. You're so
I'm
quick
quite
to break
positive.
up.
I'm quite positive you know the fucking answer to that.
I didn't talk about Dan at all tonight.
You just did.
You just brought him up right now.
Yeah, well, guess what? Guess who put Dan in my fucking head?
You did.
Only one fucking person did, and that's you. But it doesn't fucking matter because I'm telling you all straight. If you want me, you're gonna have me, and I don't want to fucking hear shit about Dan. Cause I'm not dealing with that bullshit. I deserve more than that. I deserve a lot better than that.
Okay, then go find another woman.
You know, I'm so sorry that Dan is so important to you that you can't fucking love me.
You think that you're better than I am, so go find somebody as good as you, Lorne.
What?
So you broke up with me. I just need to make sure. That way I take your number off my phone and cancel my ticket.
I didn't break up with you. You're the one who fucking break up with me because you can't fucking be faithful to me.
I'm not cheating.
You can't be honest with me. You can't fucking be loyal to me.
I am loyal and I love you.
And you love me. And I asked you fucking 10 minutes ago if you love me and you said no.
Yeah, I know, because you're mean to me.
And you wonder why I hung up. And Dan's so important to you that you can't stop your bullshit to make me feel secure with you.
I'm not saying anything about Dan. You've only talked about Dan tonight, not me.
You do it constantly. You do it constantly, and you know you do it.
Are you breaking up with me?
No, I'm not. I'm waiting for you to break up with me because Dan's so important to you.
Oh, here we go. You keep mentioning Dan. It sounds like he's important to somebody, but it's me.
You're the one that keeps mentioning him. You're the one that can't go a fucking phone call with me without calling Dan.
Tonight, I haven't said anything. I just wanted to tell him hi.
You are the one that can't go. You are the one that cannot go a phone call with me without calling Dan.
So that's the only time I can talk to him. You said, because you got to monitor all my calls like I'm a child.
You mean like you have to with me and Emma?
Yeah. Because you're a sex fiend and she wants to bone you.
And you don't trust me. You don't trust me when I tell you. Me and Emma are just friends.
So?
I don't have an interest in Emma. It's completely different with you. Because you constantly talk about sucking on Dan's cock. Wanting Dan's cock in you.
Mexican earlier. Who are you talking about? You keep teasing me and you think that... You keep teasing me and you told Elton if he wants to tag team a Mexican. And you're telling me about teasing you. I didn't even say anything.
God damn it.
What I said was just being a smartass because you said some smartass remark to me.
Oh, yeah? So you can say smartass stuff, but I can't, right? Is that how this relationship goes?
But do you realize that you're the only one that always does it?
No, you just proved that you did because you fucking said I was being a smartass because you were. That's your response every time. Stop acting blameless.
I say it one time. One time I say it.
Oh, my bad.
Compared, I say no, you're gonna hear this. You're gonna hear this.
You always say it.
I say it one time compared to your 2,000 times of saying it. See, you don't want to hear me say it because you don't want to hear yourself.
You always say it. I said it because you were saying
this.
Oh,
bullshit.
I did it because you did this.
Oh, fucking shit.
You did this. I did it because you did this. It's like a little baby. We're done. You know what? You're broken up with me, and I'm going to accept that. Thank you.
I didn't break up with you.
Yeah, you did. You did tonight when you said goodbye. When you
No, I did not.
Yeah.
No, don't fucking try to turn this shit around on me.
Accept me as I am, or we're through. I can cancel
You're trying awful hard to break up with me, though.
No. Listen what you're
There's
doing.
somebody else in the lineup, huh?
Listen to what you're doing tonight, blaming me for cheating, that there's somebody else lined up, just what you promised.
Don't fucking tell me.
Again.
Don't tell me bullshit.
You would never do this.
You're very good at telling me bullshit. I say something smart ass remark one time compared to your 2,000 times of saying it.
You always do. I'm going to have a fun Christmas in California this year because you broke up with me and you don't know what you lost. Thank you, Lorne. Your drunkenness did.
I didn't break up with you. I didn't break up with you, but you're trying awful hard to make it so that we're broken up.
So
you obviously have somebody in the fucking lineup.
Drunk ass did this to us. You getting
You
drunk.
You obviously already have somebody in the fucking lineup because you're trying awful hard to fucking make sure we're broken up.
You promised you wouldn't accuse me of that ever. What do you mean in the lineup? What do you think, I'm fucking a baseball team?
You got somebody out there.
You think so? Because I don't. I just don't want to put up with you being a drunk asshole anymore. You broke up with me.
I don't want to put up with you being a fucking cokehead anymore.
Okay.
You don't give a fuck what I want. You haven't for a long fucking time. You haven't even tried. Not even a little bit. You say you're doing, then you're fucking not.
So?
You're lying to me about trying.
Do you want me to tell you about lying to me about getting sober? Or is that something I'm supposed to just ignore?
You're the one that gave Roy the fucking talk. Then you turn around and you be a hypocrite and fucking do the same shit yourself.
And then lied and told me that Lynn drove you home.
Lynn did drive me home.
Where's your van?
Right outside my fucking door.
That's right. I watched everything. If she drove you home.
You didn't fucking watch anything.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
Look at how you're being. A little baby. Because you got busted. You drove drunk after you told your parents to drive drunk. You were drunk before you left your house. You had a six-pack and you went to...
I am tired of you trying to fucking turn shit around on me.
No. Stop calling me a cokehead if you don't want to fucking deal with your own alcohol issues. How is the van
you
there?
You constantly tell me how to accept responsibility and you don't accept anything.
Yeah, I do accept responsibility. Yes, I do. I do coke and I don't lie about it. What about Lynn? Yeah, did she pick you up from your house? Is that how it happened? Is that how it happened?
Accept responsibility. Oh, of course, you gotta try to interrupt me every time I talk.
Hang up on me and it'll be the last time.
You're good at that.
Hang up on me and it'll be the last time. It means you don't want to work on anything and you just want to be a little baby. And this is what alcohol does to you. And it's a good enough reason to say goodbye to me right now. I'm not going to put up with it.
Don't tell me what you're not going to put up with when I'm putting up with a lot of fucking crap from you.
That's your choice. You don't have to put up with it, and neither do I. You chose to, and I don't fucking need to base
I choose to because I love you.
Yeah?
But at least I say I love you.
I love you.
I don't fucking... Well, when you ask me if I love you, I say yes.
Oh, here we go.
I don't say no.
Here we go, little baby. Do you love me? Please reinsure me. Show me you love me, and I'll show you I love you. You don't show me you love me. You show me that you are nothing but a liar, and you're not serious about it.
When I show you that I love you, you come up with this fucking shit, call me a bitch and a fucking pedophile, a fucking cunt, and every other fucking word you can possibly think of.
Then why are you still my boyfriend?
And I still hang on, waiting for you to fucking say sweet stuff like you used to.
Yeah.
Say I'm fucking putting in my part. You want to call Dan and Emma and ask them if I'm putting in my part or not?
Ask them what?
Ask them if I'm putting in my part, if I can putting up with your name calling bullshit. I'm waiting for you to fucking start loving me again instead of fucking calling me names and shit.
I don't know what you mean.
Well, Well, why don't you be honest with them? You tell them how I treat you so bad. Have you told them how you treat me?
What am I doing?
No, you haven't.
Hanging around?
So you
You
have not been.
I should be
You have not been
riding
honest with them.
train to San Antone. What am I doing hanging around?
Don't pretend like you're crying. You're trying to manipulate me. Have you been honest with Dan and Emma about how you treat me?
That was lame.
Lynn drove you home, huh? Right? Is that
There
what
you go. Trying to change the fucking subject. I don't give a fuck if I just lied to you or not. If I'm telling you now I lied to you, you can't even tell me that you lied to me before.
I always tell you the truth.
You don't admit to me when you lied. And you try to manipulate me. When are you going to stop manipulating me?
You're a lying sack of shit. You knew that I saw with my own eyes. The only way I get the truth from you is if I verify it by a third party. You think I love that? You think I want to marry that?
You think I want to marry someone that's going to fucking try to manipulate me all the time? You can't get away from that because you do it all the time.
Maybe you should tell me the truth then.
And you don't think I know. But what you don't know is that I get told about where you manipulate me.
You mean like when you lie and try to tell me that somebody drove you home and that it's impossible that that happened because Elton would have had to follow her? That means he would have had to be drunk. Stupid.
How honest have you been with Dan and Emma about how you treat me?
Why are you going off on the Dan and
I know you.
Because you don't want to be honest and take
I know.
responsibility. You told me to take responsibility for my coke use, and I just did. Now you don't want to talk about you driving drunk after you called the cops on your brother for doing it. You don't want to say you're a hypocrite for that.
Listen.
You think I want to be? No, don't fucking tell me to fucking listen. You know exactly what I'm saying is the truth.
No, don't matter if I tell you listen or not. You don't.
You want to stop me from telling you the truth. You
I don't mean shit to you.
Doing exactly
nice
what you told me to do, and get on you about things when you do things.
Yeah, that's fine. But you're not manipulating me on other things.
I'm not manipulating you. I'm not manipulating you. I'm not making any manipulations on you. You are the one who's trying to manipulate me by making me shut up when I'm telling you the truth, so you can deflect about how honest I've been with Dan and Emma. They hear me call you a moron all the fucking time.
Yeah? How easy do you think it is for somebody to hang on to somebody that's calling them a moron all the time compared to what you used to treat me like?
How did I used to treat you?
I used to know that you wanted me. I didn't used to have to guess. I didn't used to have to wonder.
You didn't treat me bad when you were drunk all the time, and I hung on and still said sweet things to you. I've come to the limit now, Lorne. You have been mean to me more than I should have to put up with, and you are telling me about what I'm doing wrong, and you don't even fucking want to talk about what you've done.
Okay, you were sweet before when I was an asshole.
That's right, and I got tired of it. I knew that there was nothing I could do to make
now I stopped being an asshole. Now I stopped being an asshole when I was an asshole.
That's right, and I got tired of it. I knew that there was nothing I could do to make
now I stopped being an asshole.
No, you're tired of it. I knew that there was nothing I could do to
But now I stopped being an asshole.
No, you're being an asshole.
But now I stopped being an asshole.
No, you didn't. When did you stop?
I stopped being an asshole. I stopped being an asshole, and you started being an asshole.
When?
Really, you haven't seen me fucking yelling and shit except for the other day when you were teasing the fuck out of me.
Let's call
about
Aunt Sharon.
Guess who?
Let's call Aunt Sharon.
Guess who? Guess who you teasing?
And ask if she's proud of you for
Can
driving
you-
home drunk
can you
without
guess?
crashing into anything.
Can you guess who you was teasing me about?
I don't know. Probably somebody that I have
No.
a lot of feelings for because he's my friend and
Oh shit, is the volume better? Hopefully.
he's a special friend to me.
And you want his cock inside of you?
No, that's what you want.
That's what you told me.
Are you done? Or are you gonna keep
Can't
yelling?
get away from that one, can you? I'm not yelling.
You just
I'm
keep
trying to talk and I'm
deflecting.
trying to remain calm because
Listen,
you
you
know,
need to give me 20 seconds.
I love you.
Interrupting me. You need to give me 20 seconds without interrupting me. I tried
just
to
know that I love you and I'm
give me
fucking
20
pissed.
seconds.
All right. Good deal.
You don't want to hear my concerns and my gripes about your behavior. So you think of whatever you can that I do wrong.
Thank you for letting me
I
know.
stop talking to you about what you've done wrong. You need to avoid that because it's fucking childish. You do it all the time. That's your way of doing things. It doesn't fucking work with me. You keep fucking doing it, and you're gonna find yourself fucking single, and it'll be your fault because that's your behavior that you don't want to do anything about. You can say whatever the fuck you want about my behavior, but what you do is you don't take responsibility for what you do, and then you bring up what other people do against you instead, because you want to talk about that instead. And you're going to do it right now. How much you want to bet? Go ahead.
Doesn't matter. You don't fucking want to hear anything I say anyway. So
I'm giving you time. Go ahead.
no, it don't fucking matter. Whatever I do is fucking wrong. So whatever.
Lorne, are you crying? You don't want to admit that you do that, or what?
Tired of being the one that does everything fucking wrong. And you don't see the shit that you're doing.
You don't see the shit that you're doing.
Why don't we talk about what one person is doing as the subject and then what the other person is doing instead of me telling you what problem I have and you avoiding talking about it and start naming things you'd rather talk about that I do wrong? Are you?
Because I try to tell you when you don't want to hear it.
Are you sober enough to understand that concept? You try to tell me after I let you know about something that you've done that's offensive to me. That's when you choose to tell me what I've done wrong. You always deflect, and you just did it again.
And again, I do something wrong again.
Take responsibility. I'm taking responsibility for my coke habit, and I'm telling you, I can't fix it. And I tried, and I failed, and I do coke, and I'm not lying about it like you lie about getting rides home, because you know that that's a problem. You haven't even admitted
what about calling me a bitch and a cunt and a fucking ugly and a fucking worthless and a fucking pedophile?
Once again, I just told you something I had a problem with. Instead of telling me why you did it and giving me an explanation and talking with me about it, you go down a list of what I've done wrong. Instead, you didn't hear anything I said within the past 5 minutes. You're waiting for your fucking turn to talk. And I never called you.
No, I'm just not talking. You never call me a what?
I never called you a cunt, number one. And thing two is...
Yeah, you did.
No, but that can be arranged. And thing two is...
Oh, I'm sure it can.
Let's talk
I never said fuck your mother.
Let's talk about driving home drunk, Lauren. Remember when I said that whenever I bring something up you don't want to talk about, you just fucking name something that I do to bitch at me for? Be a grown man and talk with me about this. Be a man. Prove that you're a man. I don't want to marry a woman. I'm not a lesbian. And if I were, she'd have more manliness and integrity than you.
Might as well talk about everything that I do wrong. Cause
Yeah, that's right. That's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. Without you telling me
you don't want to talk about. You don't want to talk about things that you do wrong.
Lauren, whenever I bring something up that you do wrong, instead of taking responsibility for it, you bring up things that I do wrong. Instead of talking with me about what you've done wrong, you tell me things that I've done wrong. In order to avoid talking about what you've done wrong, you list things that I've done wrong. In order for you to avoid the discomfort of taking responsibility for what you've done wrong, you begin to list things that I've done wrong and try to hold me responsible in that same conversation for those things. You think that you're manipulating me. You're not. I know exactly what you're doing, and I'm tired of it.
Okay, now listen to what you just said.
I did. I said it 5
when you
different
tell me
times,
things,
the same thing.
And I'm not going to be able to say anything because you talk over me.
Okay, go ahead and tell me, and make sure you don't list anything that I do wrong. I want to talk about you driving home drunk. Why do you not want to talk about it? Address that. Driving home drunk. Address it.
Because I know I was wrong. That's why I don't want to talk about it, because I know I was wrong, and I know you're going to bitch me out for it.
Then
That's why I don't want to talk about it.
Then stop naming things that I've done wrong instead as alternative talking points. If you want to be in a relationship...
Well, how did this all get turned around on just me?
Because you fucked up tonight, Lauren. And tonight, you've proven to me
something. You mean it doesn't take two?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't take two to drive drunk, Lauren. You did it on your fucking own. And then you lied to me about it. I had to catch you. I had to watch from the fucking satellite to get the truth. Just like I've had to do 4 times in the past. You think I don't fucking take note of this? I'm so disappointed in you.
Yeah, but
I thought I loved a man with
I wasn't...
Liar. You liar.
I wasn't drunk. I was not drunk when I drove over to Elton's. But when I was at Elton's, you called Elton the rapist.
I got drunk.
You drove home
when
drunk.
You don't even know him.
You drove home drunk.
And you don't want me to be around fucking Tony and Wendy, which that I can understand. But Elton and Lynn are very good people that don't use me. Elton will come over and help me, and I can go over and help him. He's an actual friend ever since I was 3 or 4 years old.
That's a beautiful story that you told me instead of talking about...
But you say shit to fucking offend him.
That's a beautiful story that you told me right now because you wanted to go ahead and jump to another chapter. But just like the movie, we're going to jump back to the main story. You drove home drunk. I don't care that they're good people. If they were, they wouldn't have let you drive home drunk.
It wasn't their choice, it was mine.
That's right. And you lied to me, and I am upset with it. And instead of talking with me about it, you have chosen to just list things that I've done wrong and avoid the conversation. That's not the kind of man I want to marry. You have helped me make my choice tonight.
I will talk to you about it.
Zero integrity.
I will talk to you about it. But do not keep talking over me when I try to talk, because when that happens, you don't give me a chance to talk.
When that happens, you're listing things that I've done
It's not
wrong.
me and you talking when that happens.
Stop interrupting me. When that happens, you are listing...
There you go again.
Yes. Stop interrupting me and stop getting angry that I won't let you interrupt me. You paused, I talked, you decided you didn't like what I said, and you interrupted me. Stop it. Every time I fucking talk, you do that. Get off the side subjects. Stop it. You fucking liar. You lie all the time. I bust you, then you start naming things I've done wrong. You're a fucking liar. I don't want you. You have zero integrity. You're not a real man. I don't want Dan. I don't want you. I don't have a boyfriend. I'm breaking up with you because you don't know how to be a human being in a relationship. You're manipulative. You're an asshole. You're an alcoholic. You're unrepentant drunk.
What?
We're broken up.
That's why I hung up on you.
Okay, good. Just wanted to let you know.
Because you fucking broke up with me.
That's
you got
right.
somebody else on the sideline.
No, I don't. I just told you that I didn't have anybody. I just...
What? What? I'm playing your fucking game. What do you want?
Are you gonna block me because we're done? You broke up with me by being an asshole?
You fucking broke up with me. You just said that you're breaking up with me.
Okay, but
I'm not playing your fucking game.
I don't have a
If
boyfriend.
you don't want me, if you don't fucking want me,
I don't
then
have
leave the
another
fucking
boyfriend.
room.
I don't have another
If you
boyfriend.
want me, fucking tell me that you want me.
I just needed you to know that.
Make up your goddamn mind, because I'm not going to play the fucking game, Winnie.
I just needed you to know that
I'm playing this fucking game with you, where I do everything wrong and you don't. After you call me a fucking cunt, a fucking pedophile, a fucking loser, a fucking asshole, every fucking name you can possibly fucking say, then you say fuck your mother to me. Don't play that fucking game with me, Winnie. I fucking love your ass. If you don't want to fucking love me, I'm not playing your fucking game. You can go get your fucking boyfriend that you got on hold. I'll go find somebody else. But I'm not playing that fucking game. So make up your mind if you fucking want me right now. Because if you tell me no, then I'm hanging up and I'm not fucking answering again. It's a two-way fucking street. You do shit wrong that irritates me. I do shit wrong that irritates you. We've got to fucking figure this shit out so we don't irritate each other like this. It's not hard to figure out, but it's not a one-way street where I do everything wrong and you don't do anything wrong. Because you know the bullshit you've done wrong. And yes, I've done things wrong, but I'll admit it. But you don't want to admit it. All you do is interrupt me when I start fucking talking.
I always admit it. If you don't want to call me back anymore, then fine. We're broken up. So
No, you don't fucking admit it. You don't fucking admit it.
you admitted
Don't tell me
nothing.
you admit it, 'cause you don't.
You were forced into an
don't
admission
fucking admit it.
when presented with evidence.
You don't.
You were forced.
Oh, don't give me that goddamn stupid bullshit.
It's the truth.
Start talking fucking English. You know where you're fucking going wrong.
I
know
watched
where I'm
you.
going wrong.
I watched you do one thing. No, you didn't.
Still
No, you
haven't
didn't.
heard
I
you admit
forced
anything
you.
did wrong.
I always admit it.
Still haven't heard you admitting what you're doing wrong. Are you ever gonna admit to anything you're doing wrong?
I always do.
Or is it all just me?
I always do coke. I always do bad things. I always call you names. And you drove drunk and you lied to me, and I had to present you with the evidence in order to force you to admit it.
How do you feel about saying fuck your mother? How do you feel about saying fuck your mother? When you tell me that you love my mother.
Remember when you drove home drunk?
How do you feel about saying fuck your mother?
You drove home drunk hours after calling in your brother for it.
How do you feel about that?
I feel really
How do
happy.
you feel when you say fuck your mother to me? How do you feel about that?
I don't know. I think I admitted to feeling happy about it already.
Well, I guess you should just move in with Tony one day.
Okay.
I guess you're just like them. What?
Don't ever call me again. I'm breaking up with you exactly for the reasons.
Again.
Yeah.
You're breaking up with me again because you can't admit your own fucking fault.
Yeah, I admitted it.
You told my mother.
I admitted it.
Because you said fuck your mother to me.
I know. I admitted to that. What? I don't understand what you don't get.
How's that make you feel? After you know how my mother is, what my fucking mother's been through, and you, the one person I never thought would fucking say fuck your mother to me. You said fuck your mother to me. How does that really make you fucking feel?
I can't trust you. You lie and lie and lie until I force you to tell the truth by giving you some type of third-party evidence. I don't want to be with a man like that.
What do you do? What do you do all the fucking time?
Are you asking me a question about what I do when I'm trying to tell you something that you do wrong with no integrity? This is why you're never gonna call me back.
You're fucking right.
You're not gonna call me back
You never
after
fucking
this.
tell me the truth.
What? I always tell you the truth. I always do. You lie to me all the time. You lied about driving drunk home like 3 times, and I fucking busted you. You're a liar. You're a liar.
How did I find about you fucking dancing on the table with your fucking shirt off?
Oh, you mean like months and months and months ago? Just today, you drove home drunk like an hour and a half
Does
ago.
it fucking matter?
Yes, it does.
Does it matter?
Yes.
I never would have fucking known
Yeah,
that, man. I wouldn't have
because
fucking
you
said
told
that.
me that I was so good in the beginning And now you're giving me evidence to the contrary.
In the beginning, do you realize at the beginning it was back when you were trying to fuck with me with Xavier? Do you realize that? You're trying to fucking get to me because of a fucking guy that's a pathetic piece of shit loser. And you're the one calling me a fucking loser.
You lied to me all the time, and
Hey,
I always
Richard,
have to prove
Tim
you wrong
Dunn.
with the truth.
That's for y'all
And then
to
you
stop
admit it to
by.
me. Don't ever call me back. You are stupid. I hate you, and you're ugly, and you are a pedophile. We're broken up. Don't call me back. Don't.
I'm sorry I couldn't live up to your dream guy, Xavier.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. That's really mature. That's going to be the last thing you ever tell me. I want you to remember those words, drunk ass.
Whatever. That's your choice.
That's what your choice.
Xavier really means that much to you.
Oh, okay. Xavier means a lot to me. Don't ever call me again. You want me to stop calling you? We're broken up? Fine. You don't call me back either when you sober up and realize what you've lost.
You're the one that's fucking breaking up with me. I didn't break up with you. You're breaking up with me.
Yeah, because you're a liar and you won't admit to it. And all you want to do is talk about some bullshit voicemail after you drove home drunk. You endangered people's lives. I said words and you endangered people's lives. I said words and you endangered people's lives, Lorne. Let's talk about the comparison if you want to fucking talk about it. I said, fuck your mother. You almost killed yourself and other people. Which one's worse? I'm breaking up with you. You're a fucking liar. I can't trust anything you say, ever. You always lie before you fucking tell the truth because you want to avoid getting bitched at. Well, you know what? You don't have to worry about getting bitched at by me anymore. You've proven yourself to be a liar, disloyal, and an asshole. Unrepentant drunk. Don't ever call me back.
Disloyal, really? You want to call me disloyal?
Yeah, you called the cops on your brother. How loyal is that?
On the dance cock so I can catch his cum on my face?
Do you like hearing about that?
I'm gonna get a guy nurse, so that way I can have a fucking guy play with my pussy and have an excuse. So that some guy would touch my pussy when I have a boyfriend.
It sounds like you have a problem with that. I wonder why you're bringing it up to me right now that you're angry that I'm broken up with you.
I'm sitting next to fucking Dan with my shirt off. Talk about disloyal with me, girl. You're wrong fucking place to talk about that one.
You just called me a girl. What does that say about you? The woman you want to fuck, you refer to her as a girl with a diaper and baby powder.
Oh, there you go. I should have fucking known you fucking come up with that.
Come up with it or repeat what you said?
Whatever.
Hello?
Hi, Dan. Lorne and I are broken up now, Dan.
Oh boy, here we go.
Are you? What's going on?
You didn't want to fucking phone and tell me that.
We're broken up because Lorne lied to me about driving home drunk, and I had to tell him about how I saw him on the Google satellite, driving home alone, drunk.
One drove drunk?
Yes, and he lied to me about it again.
Oh.
And now he's mad at me.
You gotta get Dan. You gotta call Dan. First thing we gotta do, call Dan.
Yeah, he's a real man. Bye, forever.
All right. Some teacup. Now. Let's see, which one should I start with? Let's do these two.
We knew there were lots of people from the computer industry in this part of California. We just didn't know so many of them would show up at our undercover house. Here comes another computer engineer.
Come on back.
And this one's brought a friend along.
Looks like our guys are pulling up.
I'm so glad you guys made it, finally. So come on back. I made some frozen lemonade for us.
These men work together in the computer industry. They're both here for dates with girls who told them they were 13.
And what'd you guys bring?
A lot of sandwiches.
Oh, yes, I love sandwiches. So, hey, there you are. take a seat.
Wondering how the two of them ended up here looking for a double date with underage girls? Their story begins when this 25-year-old named Pulkit Matur, screen name Pookie 007 US, starts chatting online with a decoy named Kira, who told him she was 13. After he plans a date for sex with her, he asks Kira if she has a friend for his colleague Kanish. The decoy said yes, and that's why they're here.
Just hang out, put the food out, pour me a drink. I'm gonna actually go change so we can get in the hot tub. And if you guys wanna get in the hot tub, feel free, I'll turn it on, okay? You can jump in.
Hey guys.
Hello.
Would you have a seat right over there, please? What's going on?
Oh boy.
Nothing much.
Nothing much. What are you guys doing?
Okay, just ready to have some food and all.
Some food, yeah.
Pookie 007 US explains that he's in the United States on business.
Where do you live?
I live in India.
And who are you guys here to visit today?
Just have to have food with
Just food.
my friend, yes.
Yeah.
And he says he only came here to bring Kira lunch, but that's not what he said when he spoke to her online.
Well, you talked about a lot of other things besides lunch in the chat. Okay.
No. That
Well,
was
I've done, no, it's right here.
Yeah, I might have chatted, but that was only for, like, that's a chatting. That's nothing intentional.
No, I need you to stay right over there.
Stand here.
You still want me to spend the night with you?
No, I don't.
Yes, you say. I will kiss you from top to bottom. I will treat you nicely. How do you like to be loved?
No, that is just a chat. That's it. No, I don't.
Just a chat.
I don't feel like it.
Well, it's
Yeah, if it was just a chat, then you would have. Yeah. Then why are you here? God damn it.
be loved.
No, that is just a chat. That's it. No, I don't.
Just a chat.
I don't feel like it.
Well, it sounds like you felt like you wanted to be with her from this chat.
No, not at all.
Then you ask if you can bring a colleague along, and if she's got a friend to be with your colleague here.
Like that.
Did you know that? Did you know he was saying that?
Yeah, he knew it, but the thing
He
is
knew that, so he knew what you were doing.
Yeah,
Pookie 007 US says the reason he brought a friend along was because he needed a ride.
I'm new to this town. I don't know.
It doesn't matter where you're from or how new you are to the town. The point is, she told you she was 13, and you continued with this chat,
No.
and you brought your buddy in with you.
No, I don't. I'm not aware that she's a 13.
Online, the decoy told Pookie 007 US more than once that she was 13. And Pookie's friend knew it too. In a separate online conversation, a second decoy chatted with Kanish
He's probably thinking, where the hell's the other chick?
and told him, I'm 13, female. And he said, you're young.
I was not aware that she's a 13-year-old. Like,
There's
I would-
something, mistaken.
Well, you knew he was 13.
I
You
know,
admitted to me. So why were you here to see a 13-year-old girl?
I came
Sorry
here
for that.
for
Sorry for
weekend.
that.
He said that, you come, I don't know the way.
Online, Kanish is vague about what he plans to do when he gets here. When the decoy, named Amanda, asks him, what sort of stuff do guys like to do with girls, he says, come on, Amanda, you don't know that? And then says, for the same reason Pulkit is meeting Kira.
You see why this is wrong, right?
Yeah, please forgive us. Please forgive us.
Do you guys ever watch television?
No.
Well, I'm Chris Hansen, and I'm a correspondent with the Dateline NBC, and we're doing a story on adults who try to meet teens on the internet.
We are not like that, guys.
We are not like that.
At this point, law enforcement arrests both men. And takes them in for questioning. But after interviewing Kanish,
I'm very loyal to my wife. It's my love marriage. So,
This dude fucked
13 years old.
They both did.
the police let him go, possibly because evidence of sexual intent isn't definitive in his chat log. But it's a different story for his friend Pulkit.
You write, I will taste your lips when I will kiss you.
That,
Did you write that?
Yeah, like that.
You did?
I didn't really mean that.
So you wanted a 13-year-old to be your girlfriend?
No, not at all. I'm sorry for like whatever I have written in that.
Again, he tries to argue that he didn't know the girl was 13, but the
Doesn't
detective
matter
isn't
with the
buying it.
photos. She told you she was 13. You even said your age difference. Okay? It's all right here. You know it's wrong.
Yeah,
You've been
it's wrong.
apologizing, yes or no?
It's wrong. I apologize for that.
He's charged with attempted lewd behavior with a minor and posts $30,000 bail. Later, we find out Pulkit failed to show up for court and is wanted.
He barely left.
On an arrest warrant.
Oh, man. This guy. Jesus. He fucking bailed. Nice well English. Nice for you to stop by. Nice for y'all to hang out with me tonight. Again, for round 2.
This is...
Here's Lorne's cousin. I swear, this guy. It reminds me of Lorne.
Is Predator Raw. Going into Fort Myers, I had just come off a vacation not far from there with my family on the beach, got some sun and had some great seafood. So I was rested and ready to go, but sometimes you work till 4 o'clock in the morning and the restful effects of that vacation go away pretty quickly.
On the ground! Dog shit!
Jesus!
So that vacation go away pretty quickly.
On the ground! Dog, chill, man. Police, get on the ground! On the ground!
This is one of the nicest, wealthiest neighborhoods in Fort Myers. Something from the Home and Garden channel. Virtually every guy who walked in, was just stunned at how beautiful this house was.
Wow. You guys got him wrong?
Frag is sort of an administrator. He oversees the perverted justice decoys who are operating on computers across the country and in our house as well. He coordinates with the police.
Slow roll this.
He gives us the information we need, the transcripts, so I can confront the men who come into the house, and separately provides information to the district attorney's office so that they can have their parallel investigation go smoothly on the other side. Emily had been with us in Ohio and came along with us to Florida. College student, dancer, 19 years old, but looked way, way younger. And she could easily pass for a 13 or 14-year-old.
Oh my God.
He's out of the vehicle.
What is he carrying?
We were trying to figure out what Thomas Coffin had.
He's walking up the driveway.
Here's Lorne's cousin coming.
Security people worried about a weapon. It could also be alcohol or any number of things. In the case of Thomas Coffin, it was nothing.
Made the turn. Knock on the back door.
Hey, come on in!
Huh?
Come on.
What?
Back door.
Hey, come on in!
Huh?
Come on in, I'm in here. I made you some chocolate chip cookies and they're on the table. I'm just getting changed. I got some chocolate on my shirt.
He's in the kitchen.
Come in the living room and take a seat.
I'm right here standing.
He's looking nervous, Rob. Have your guys ready.
Hey, how are you? Why don't you have a seat on that stool for me there? What's up?
I'm looking for work and stuff.
Looking for work and stuff.
Yeah.
And what kind of work were you looking for here exactly?
I do blacktop sealing.
Blacktop sealing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Coffin's story didn't make a lot of sense. Now, do you want to start the story again?
What do you mean?
Tell the truth.
Here comes Florida, man.
That was a lie.
Sorry about that.
Why did you lie, Thomas?
I don't know. I just don't like being in trouble,
You got a Southern Pride tattoo?
I don't know.
Right there?
I just don't like being in trouble, I talk to a lot of people and I meet a lot of people.
Come to find out, Thomas Coffin had done this before and even sent a girl naked pictures of himself. The reason you sent this picture to someone who identified themselves as a 14-year-old girl?
I had those in my... Well, when I send a picture...
Right.
That's
appropriate?
No.
To send to a 14-year-old girl? I am into young girls. I like them better than older girls.
Younger, like 19, 20. That's what I meant by that.
Are you into sex?
Yes.
What was the biggest blank you have had? She says she's only had one.
What the fuck? Oh my God.
You talk about the size of your penis.
Well, I'll be honest. I admit with everything I did say on there. I'm a person, I don't like getting in any trouble because...
Well, how could you expect not to get into trouble by setting up a date after a sexually charged conversation with a girl who said she was 14? How could you expect not to get in trouble?
She PM me a couple times. I can show you and stuff.
Who approached whom first?
I clicked on the name, you know, I say hi. And
right. So you started the conversation?
Yeah.
Can you take a nude picture of yourself?
God damn turtle head. He looks like Lorne. Like his head. He's oddly shaped too. I am 2 years older than this guy. When this guy is filmed right now. I'm 2 years older than him. I look a lot better than this guy. I don't know about that, but
I just talk and, you know, not to make anything bad, you know, I talk to a lot of people and stuff, and I got a cousin that usually goes on the computer and types up stuff underneath my name too.
You're not trying to tell me that you didn't have this conversation.
I typed this.
You typed this.
There was no intentions of me.
It wasn't me
doing that.
Did you bring condoms today? I've been listening into his conversation with Emily before I walk out to confront him. She asked about condoms.
Just gonna say, so did you bring the condoms? Did you bring protection? Did you bring something? You know, make sure you say condoms or protection.
Just with condoms.
Did you bring condoms?
I always carry them on me.
Why don't you put them on the table?
I always have them.
You always carry them right here in your breast pocket. But for easy access?
No.
Did that have her yell that? Oh wait, no. I'm a fucking idiot. God damn it.
I always carry them on me.
That would have been funny as shit if they had her yell during his interview. Did you bring the condoms? The girl off guard would be like, oh yeah.
Why don't you put them on the table?
I always have them.
You always carry them right here in your breast pocket. But for easy access?
No. No, when they're in my wallet, you end up sitting on them. They end up making a crease inside your wallet and stuff.
You wouldn't want that?
No.
A lot of these guys have families.
I got children from my previous marriage. I got 3.
You have 3 children?
Yeah.
And how old are they?
14, 13, and 5. I got 1 boy.
How do you not know the age of your kids?
14, 13, and 5. And the 14-year-old is a girl. I mean, it's wrong on every level anyway. But then to have a 14-year-old daughter at home, you know, the inevitable question arises, would you be comfortable if your 14-year-old daughter was home alone and a man in his 30s came over to meet her after this kind of a conversation?
No, I wouldn't.
So if it's not okay for your 14-year-old daughter, why is it okay for you to do this with a 14-year-old girl?
I might have said what I said there, but there was no intentions of it.
That doesn't make sense.
I'm being straight up with you. I might have said what I said there, but there was no intentions of it.
That doesn't make sense.
I'm being straight up with you. You know, I swear my own kids' life, I'm being straight up with you.
Your own kids' life?
Yeah, I love my kids dearly. I don't get to see them, but I love them dearly.
One of the saddest parts of this crime is the collateral damage. So what happens to the wife, to the children who are at home? Have you ever seen Dateline NBC?
No, I usually watch sci-fi.
Right. Have you ever seen our stories on computer predators, adults who go online to try to meet kids? Thomas, this is one of those stories, and I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC. Okay. And we're doing a story about adults meeting kids online. And if there's anything else you'd like to say, we'd like to hear it. And if not, obviously you're free to walk out that door.
No.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground!
We're prepared to have more than one guy show up at the same time, and it's happened since the very first investigation. Sometimes the police make an arrest and don't have time to take the guy away
Just on my way to the beach.
and have to hold him until they can make a second arrest, and they'll take both of the guys to be questioned and processed after that. And that's what happened when Thomas Coffin left. They didn't have a chance to get the other guy out of there, so they had to take them both at the same time.
Let's seat up. I won't be able to get
That's
in.
fine. Hop in.
to walk over here to this part over here, right?
I think he's ready for you.
Who do I got to talk to after?
You'll talk to a couple of people.
All right. Have to watch your head getting there. He had some condoms were in there. The address of the location was on there on a piece of paper, so we took all that as evidence.
I do blacktop sealing. I just don't like being in trouble, you know. I talk to a lot of people and I meet a lot.
Wow. Let's see, lewd. Jesus Christ.
A lot of people. I'm a person
Shit.
I don't like being.
He got it again? Holy shit, he got it again.
A lot of people and I meet a lot of people. I'm a person I don't like getting in any trouble. Not to make anything bad, you know. I talk to a lot of people and stuff. I got children.
Holy shit.
Children from my previous marriage.
Dude's rough.
I got a cousin that usually goes
Holy fuck.
on the computer and types up.
No way. No way.
Looking for work and stuff.
Hey, what you doing? I said, do you like my picture?
I like your hat.
No. Good God. Good God. Holy shit. Oh my God. Good God, he looks rough. Fuck. Oh my God. Jeez. That was fucking rough looking. Okay, I need to have a good laugh. We're gonna listen to one of my favorite ones. Mr. B. Jones. Mr. B. Jones, too. All right.
Okay. Okay. What's that? I'm going to an apple pie.
Are you an apple pie?
What's that? I'm going to an apple pie.
Are you an apple pie?
Some whipped cream. Huh? Yep.
So we have quite the shopping bag full of stuff there, huh?
How's it going?
Good. Why don't you have a seat right on that stool there?
God, his face. He made
The shopping
He is so shocked.
bag full of stuff there, huh?
How's it going?
Good. Why don't you have a seat right on that stool there?
Okay.
What's happening?
A whole lot.
What are you here for?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
Well, you just decided to pop in the house because it looked like a nice house?
No. I had some lady that told me she'd like for me to come over.
A lady?
Yeah.
And what was her name?
She was 22, and I don't remember what her name was.
22.
She said her name was 22. No, she said she was 22.
She said her name was 22?
No, she said she was 22.
She said she was 22.
Yeah.
And she said that where, over the internet?
Yeah.
Now, what did you bring here? Why don't you show me what's in
I
there?
brought an apple pie.
Well, let me see.
Well, that's fine. She
She
said that she was 22. Her name was Adriana.
Adriana?
Huh?
Yeah. What else did you bring?
I brought some phones. What about some training? What some other stuff?
Like what?
How about some contraceptives?
Contraceptive.
Yeah. And some rollies.
What are the rollies for?
For me.
Oh, for you. Yeah. So you've got whipped cream, apple pie, some Heineken, a beer, some lubricant, and some contraception.
Yeah, she told
Oh, you got the tall boy Heineken. That's a good beer.
Some lubricant and some contraception.
Yeah, she told me
Don't touch my Heine.
her name was Adriana, and she was 22, and she asked me if I'd like to come over.
22.
Yeah.
Get it? Heineken.
And what's your name?
My name is Jerry.
Jerry. Jerry, what's your last name?
Griffith.
Rachel Virgin, nice for you to tall boy.
Long Beach. Right. Now, you chatted for some time on the internet with this other person.
Yeah.
And so you know that she's not 22 based upon what you told me.
No, she told me she was 22. See, it started out, I was talking to some other person, and then the other person quit talking to me, and then one night when I was on the internet, she started chatting with me, and she said she was this person's aunt. And I said, okay. And so I started talking to her. And she just thought I was nice, I thought she was nice, so she asked me to come over.
Come over here.
Yeah.
And how did you get the address for this
She gave it to me.
This woman named
Adriana.
Adriana. And what about Amy?
I think Amy's her niece or something.
Yeah.
Adriana's supposed to be the aunt.
Green Day chick. That's Amy.
That's supposed to be, well, she told me that's her aunt's screen name.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, you know, I have the transcript of the entire conversation.
That's fine. But I thought I was talking to Adriana.
Cool, do you like older guys? I'm 35. Wow, I'm 13. Oh my God, laugh out loud. I'm sorry, I thought you was older.
I'm
sure you don't want a guy my age, laugh out loud.
Right.
Or cute. No, I don't know.
That's when I first talked to the
I'll be right back.
niece, and then I talked to the aunt after that.
If you don't want to say it's okay,
She said the lady I talked to said it was her aunt.
if you don't want to say it's okay, but I know since you're only 13, are you experienced? Are you experienced with boys? I hope we become boyfriend and girlfriend. But I know with how young you are, you can't go out with me.
I don't know.
Yeah, we have to sneak, yes. Will that bother you? No. Bother you? No. Cool. You don't care I'm 13? Do you care I'm 35?
I don't know who she was talking to on that.
What's your screen name?
Jerry Griffith.
No, your screen name. Now, you need to think about your answer here because we've done a lot of research. So I know a lot of things you probably don't think I know.
That's fine.
So it might be a good idea to tell the truth.
I just thought I was talking to her aunt.
How could you think that?
Because she told me her name was Adriana.
What's your screen name?
My screen name is Brian B. Jones.
How about Mr. B. Jones, too?
Right, that's it.
That's it. Yeah. So your memory's a little better now?
Well, no, you just had me rattled, but no, she has an aunt named Adriana. She's 22 years old.
I see none of that in this transcript. Is
Well,
that
I don't know how that's possible, but I talked to a girl named Adriana.
Well, here you're talking to Green Day chick, who has told you she's 13. You had a long conversation about the fact that she's 13. You ask her if it's going to be a problem.
Was he talking to Chew, or is he just bullshit?
And furthermore,
I forget.
You talk about how she should make sure that there are no friends around, that there are no relatives who could drop in, to make sure the parents are gone. It's all right here.
I don't know what to tell you.
How about the truth?
I'm telling you, I came here for Adriana. She's 22.
Can you see why I'm skeptical about that?
I don't know what to tell you.
Do you think you will ever want to do it with me? I promise to be gentle. I promise not to get you pregnant, too. talk about going to a motel. You talk about your home.
Well, whoever that girl was I was talking to, then I guess basically she must have entrapped me.
Entrapment?
Yeah.
Really? And
Yeah,
how
she
was this
She
entrapment?
was leading me on.
Who was leading you on?
Whoever it was I was talking to.
I'll bring
I
some
don't know
birth.
who I was talking to now.
I'll bring some birth control gel just in case. Condoms? Yeah, okay. Did you bring condoms?
No.
No condoms. No. Even though you said you would here. No. But you brought the gel.
I thought I was talking to Adriana.
Okay, do you want me to spend the night? Sure. Maybe you can bring some beer. You want me to? Yeah, that would be rocking. Cool, but you can't have any friends over. That would be too risky. I just want me and you, and I want it to be romantic. And you can't tell anyone, not even a best friend. We can't trust no one. She talks about bringing a pie, and here's a pie.
I don't know what to tell you. I thought I was talking to Adriana.
What's your full name?
Jerry Griffith.
Jerry Griffith.
Yeah. Jerry Eugene Griffith.
And how old are you?
I'm 45.
45. Yeah. Yet here you say you were 35.
I thought I was talking to Adriana.
But what does that have to do with whether or not you're telling the truth? There was no record of any Adriana.
Well, I don't know how
In
she
the
did that.
transcript.
I don't know how she did that. Adriana was supposed to be her aunt. Adriana was supposed to be her aunt.
Why should I believe that?
She told me, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. She told me, when I first talked to her, she told me that she had to leave town, and one night Adriana started talking to me and said that she was her aunt and she was 22 years old.
Yeah, but none of that's in the transcript here.
I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you.
The truth would be a good start.
Well, I don't know what to tell you.
You see how this looks.
I don't know how it looks.
It looks like you came here to visit a 13-year-old girl and you were going to have sex with her. Or at least that's what you wanted to do.
No, I thought it was going to be Adriana.
Sure.
That's what I thought. I thought it was going to be her aunt.
Then why all the talk about keeping it secret and everything if it was supposed to be
That was her.
No, it's you too. We can't tell anyone.
I thought I was talking to Adriana. She told me she was 22.
God damn it, I was talking with a muted mic.
Then why is it not reflected in the chat?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I got my screen names mixed up. I don't know. Maybe I thought I was talking to one person when I was really talking to another, and I mixed them up. I don't know.
Why even take the chance then?
Because I was just wanting a date. I thought maybe I could come over and meet her, and she'd be a nice girl, and she'd be, she'd be single, and...
Hey, Jungle William Byland. Nice for y'all to stop by. Oh, did you? Really? Oh, yeah, Mr. Bong. Can't forget. Hopefully you and Mr. Bong are doing well.
And we could date. But I didn't know it was this girl.
You're having a hard time looking me in the eye.
I'll
when
look
you
in
give
the
that
eye.
explanation.
Okay. I'll look in the eye and tell you that.
You're telling me that you didn't know there was a 13-year-old girl here.
I thought it was Adriana.
You just looked away from me.
Let me turn the chair. I'm sorry. I thought it was Adriana. I thought she was 22. It was supposed to be an aunt or something like that.
Yeah, I'll play it. At some point. Sometime. Jugga Willie.
But the problem is that I have all the
I
transcripts
have no
here,
problem.
and there's no indication of that whatsoever.
I don't
What
know.
am I to believe?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know. I know it looks bad. I know it does. I'm just telling you.
What am I supposed to do about
I don't know.
it? What do you think I should do about it?
I don't know. I really don't know. If I had answers for you, I would tell you.
But you see why this does not look good.
I know it doesn't look good. I know it doesn't look good. Because Adrienne is obviously not here. Obviously, this girl is 22. So, I don't know.
Do you ever watch television?
Once in a while.
Do you ever watch Dateline NBC? I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC. And we're doing a story on computer predators. Now,
Don't show my face.
We're doing a story on computer.
Don't show my face.
Don't show my face.
Now, if you have anything else you'd like to say about this situation, we'd like to hear it. If not, you're obviously free to go and take all your stuff with
Don't show my face.
you. You want to take your stuff?
No, keep it.
On, boy. Yeah, here, boy. All right. Let's see. There we go. Lorne Armstrong, drunk, aspiring kid toucher.
Called me a bitch and a whore. A bitch and a whore in one night. For what? Getting my blood pressure checked by somebody who happened to be born a male. Really, Lorne?
Had I been sober, I would not have done that.
After this, we'll listen to a couple, like 2 Mr. Ballin videos, and then I'm probably going to call it a night.
Hang on a second, okay? Thought I'd blow through my glasses. Got my own. Sunglasses.
Get my own sunglasses. I've got the joy, 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 joy down in my heart. Where? Down in my heart to stay. And if the devil doesn't like it, he can sit on attack. Out! Sit on attack. Out! Sit on
Jamie, you
attack.
fuck! You put this fucking internet bitch in between us, Jamie. Good fucking job. Shut up, Rod, you fucking little faggot.
Look at
Shut up, Rod.
how he acts.
Virgin
Look
little
how I
piece of
act.
shit.
I just want you to be happy, Jamie.
What?
Okay, so we have that cleared up, right?
Jamie, you.
Did you just say fuck you to Jamie, you little
I
piece of
said
shit?
fuck you! No! You fucking cunt!
Don't you fuck you to Jamie, you little
I
piece of
said
shit?
fuck you! No! You fucking cunt!
Don't you ever talk to Jamie like that.
He left.
I'm here.
Okay. Are you okay?
No.
I'm sorry for the way that I act when I'm drunk. I'm trying to not act like that. I know it's hard.
Maybe you
Like
have a
drinking
drinking
on.
problem.
You want me to stop? If you want me to stop drinking completely, I will stop.
That's not what I wanted at first. I wanted you to control yourself while you were drinking.
I know, and I want myself. I
Well,
want to control myself, and it's...
you can't control yourself, obviously. Because we
I
tried.
can't.
We tried 3 different times. I told you the next time you get drunk, don't do these things. And they're the first things you did. And then you said, I'll try again. So last night, what did you do? As soon as I said hello, and I said, hold on a minute, and I said, what's it up to now? And then you heard that guy say something about systolic or diastolic. And you fucking flew up your handle. Dude.
I don't remember it.
You don't. Because you never do. You never remember it. Whether you really forgot or you're just pretending because you know that it was such bad behavior. You're a grown man. You're older than I am. But you act like my little brother. And he's a crackhead, by the way. Just like my older brother.
Well, I know he's irritating me.
He's really irritating
Yeah, I mean,
me.
Alright, hang on a minute, baby. Hey, looks like they found it. Is it up against the wall? It's up against the wall? Yeah.
51598.
You said it's up against the wall, and it wasn't up against the wall before, so you must have just placed it over here.
No, you missed it because you were busy yelling at me. I have a tampon in my vagina.
You have a what?
A tampon.
Why did you tell me that? I missed that one completely.
There's a tampon in my vagina.
I know you told me you're on your period.
Yeah.
You told me that yesterday. I know that. I've never unexpected. Oh, God. I'm trying to figure out the trailer, and all of a sudden, there's a tampon in my vagina. It kind of threw me off.
Tell them over the radio. Maybe they want to know.
No, baby. I know you're saying that to be a smart ass. Once I can get going with this load, then it'll be easier for us to be able to talk.
Then hang up with me.
No, because I still want to talk at the same time.
No. We're broken up.
Please.
Broken up.
No, we're not broken up. We have come way too far. That's all the hell that we fucking been through to be broken up.
You called me a bitch and a whore. A bitch and a whore in one night. For what? Getting my blood pressure checked by somebody who happened to be born a male. Really, Lorne?
Had I been sober, I would not have done that. Hang on a second, okay? Thought I'd load in my glasses. Got my own. Sunglasses.
Get my own sunglasses. Aren't they funny?
I'm thinking he must have just put it over there. I must have just passed by and barely not seen the number.
You can't go, you see the number.
Oh, you did?
No. My name's Lorne.
Why are you picking on me?
Because I'm really upset with being called a bitch and a whore.
Well, I will never, ever tell you that again.
Whatever. Whenever you say you'll never do something again, all I have to do is just count the beers till it happens again. So whatever.
Oh, Rod. I wish that you would never call me a pedophile.
Lorne is a crackhead. This is a low-key one.
Again, and I've asked you not to, but you do.
Yeah, I know.
There's nothing that I don't break up with you because of it.
Well, maybe you should. Maybe you should.
No. Why do I want to do that if I'm in love with you?
It doesn't matter if you're in love with somebody. If they don't treat you the way you want or deserve, it doesn't fucking matter.
Well, sometimes some things have to be sucked up. And I've sucked up quite a bit. I don't expect you to suck up the same amount that I do, but I know how much I love you. So I'm saying, I told you I'd never break up with you again, and I meant it.
No, we broke up last night.
I didn't break up with you.
It only takes one to say this is over. If a relationship takes two people, it only takes one to say I'm not going to work on it anymore. I will be your friend, but I'm not going to let somebody call me a fucking whore again, like my boyfriends used to, when my mom would sell my fucking pussy to these men. I was a whore then, but I'm not now.
No, you're not. Sorry for doing that. I'm never going to do it again.
I want to believe that, but that's what keeps getting me into trouble.
Believe it.
No, because you don't fucking believe it.
Trouble with me.
When you're drunk, you're going to do it again, and the day after you drink, I'll never do that again.
That was the first time I had ever done that.
You've called.
It was because I was mad because you called me a pedophile. That's why I was mad about that.
You want to know
and
why?
I'm sorry that I did that.
I called you a pedophile. Because it's the only way you would stop shouting at me. Because you get so mad and you take a deep breath. And that's when I was going to finally say what I wanted without being interrupted. But it didn't even work.
So when you talk to me in a soft voice, that's when I pay more attention to you than when you call me names, you call my mom names.
I didn't call your mom one name last night. I know I didn't. I wrote it on my hand, and I did not. All I said was, did you tell your mom about the lemon and banana trick? And you started screaming at me and saying, you call her gorilla face, I know what you're going to get at next. I didn't say nothing like that. You were telling me about how you don't care about your mom believing in me and she's going to have to get used to it and all this other stuff. And then you do that? Really? God. Yeah, that's love, Lauren. Thanks. Thanks, baby.
Well, listen, I'm not perfect. I know I have things to work on. And I'm working on them. And I'm trying to be exactly what you want me to be.
Well, I fired you from this relationship, so we're done. Doesn't matter. You're fired.
I'm fired?
Yeah.
From what?
From this relationship. You don't have to work on it anymore. How's that? How about that?
No, I want to work on it. We come too far to not work on it together. The only way to become together perfect is if it's worked on. It's not just handed. It takes work.
I was going to hand it on over to you.
Huh?
I ripped up the papers that I got yesterday.
Papers?
The papers you made me ask for.
You looked them up?
I had Miss Bellardi send me transfer papers to another state.
You really gonna transfer here?
No, I ripped him up last night. You can want to call me a bitch and a whore? You can call me a bitch and a whore from across the fucking country. I told her.
Damn well I don't want to call you a bitch and a whore.
I called her last
I
night
don't want to call you that.
and left her a message. So as soon as she gets in today at 7:30, she's gonna hear it.
What's the message?
I told her I ripped up the paperwork and she can forget about the form.
Why? Why? So we take 3 steps forward and 4 back.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah. Too bad you had to fuck up last night.
So every time that we're getting a chance to be together,
no,
it's taken away.
Every time you call me a fucking whore or a fucking bitch, yeah, I'm taking myself away from that situation. I deserve better. And you know it.
Yeah, and you have better. If you be here with me.
No, I don't want to be there with you.
No, of course you don't. Not now.
No, not after I see you'll never change.
Another fucking thing that's going to be taken away.
That's right. Too bad you had to misbehave. Too bad you had to misbehave.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, of course, blame it on
and she wouldn't let me move in with you anyway because you are a felon. And that's what she said.
Yeah.
She said it doesn't matter anyway.
I already knew that. But when you're off probation, you would be able to.
Well, then I'm going to wait until I'm off probation. That's what I should have done in the first place. I shouldn't have fucking listened to you and your stupid ideas. And now she's wondering what kind of drugs you're on or into. Because I said your behavior changed, and I don't want to be with somebody like that. So, of course.
Oh, isn't that fucking great?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. See what happens when you behave in a certain way?
Well, you don't think about that. It's only me that has to think about that. You know some of the ways that you behave. But I'm the one that gets blamed for everything.
Right.
Are you serious?
You're just like somebody else I know when I try to say I'm sad or having a hard time, and it might happen to be because of something that they did or said. I can't bring it up, and I can't say anything about it, because then they say, oh, okay, everything's my fault. Oh, wow, everything's my fault. When really...
I don't say everything. I don't say everything is your fault. I know I put my part into this shit.
No, you say, okay, I'm sorry, my bad. I'm going to be better next time. And then you're not. You just do whatever the fuck you want, Lorne.
I'm trying.
Trying my ass.
Trying.
The very first fucking thing that came out of your mouth last night was, who's that? Who's that guy? I'll let you go so you can fuck him.
Wow.
Yeah, that was drunk. Those drunk words that I'm working on not saying when I'm drunk.
You're really not working on it very well. Because that was the first fucking thing that came out of your fucking mouth. And then the rest of the night, you just proved to me why ripping up...
I'm not going to defend myself on that one.
You tried to...
I was wrong on that one, so I'm not going to defend myself on that one.
You don't need to defend yourself on anything. You need to hear what I'm saying and either decide whether or not it's a problem that you want to work on for yourself, or whether you don't want to. I don't want you to change for me, because I'm not going to be with you. You've proven it.
I want to change. I want to change for us, and we're going to be together because we deserve to be together after the hell we've been through.
There's no us.
Because of the bullshit that other people put us through.
You told me last night.
I told you what?
You told me last night.
What did I tell you?
Of course.
I didn't break up with you last night.
I broke up with you, and you said you're not even a real person anyway.
Out of hurt.
Wow.
I said it because I was hurt.
And then when I
obviously I know you're real. I
started crying, and you said, you go fake tears and acting again, Casey. You don't know what it does. All I do is sit here all day lonely. You come over and abuse me. Why do I want to be with somebody like that?
I'm not going to be like that.
You call me a liar.
I'm sorry.
Do anything.
I'm so sorry, baby, that I did that. That's not the way I want to be with you. That's not how I want to be with you. I want to treat you right, and I want to treat you good. I don't want to act like that to you. And you really, I want you to be the only one that I trust fully besides my mom.
Yeah, whatever.
Part of me is scared.
You talk to your mom that way, too?
What? Part of me is scared that you're not going to show up. So part of me is defensive. And I'm sorry.
Lorne, you're always defensive, regardless of the situation.
I don't want to be defensive with you. I want to believe in you completely and know that you're going to show up. And not leave me.
Every time you call me a whore, you make me think of a man giving my mom money to have sex with me.
I'm never going to call you that again. I promise you I'll never ever call you a name again.
Again.
I don't know why I even did that. I don't know why that was in my head. Probably because you told me Roy said before and that stuck in my head. Some reason that stuck in my head. I'm so sorry for that.
I'm so fucking sorry.
I didn't do anything last night.
I know you didn't.
You're telling me you're doing this and yelling at me because of what I did. Like, I didn't do anything.
I know you didn't do anything, baby. I know it was all the alcohol that was in me and not letting me think straight.
Again, baby.
But I know you didn't do anything.
Alright. See out of that call. And like I said, I am switching over to, we're just be playing like 2 Mr. Ballin stories. So, then gonna call it a night. Pretty tired. So yeah. Again, everyone, thanks for coming by this afternoon and tonight. Thanks for stopping by. The first Mr. Ballin story gonna be 3 scary sounds to give you nightmares. Cause I love you guys. Plus, I'm about to go to bed too, so I just want to scare the shit out of myself. So, booyah. Bye. See you later. All the way absurd.
One of today's audio clips is used by the United States Navy to simulate torture for Navy SEAL trainees. But before I get into
that sounds horrible.
Today's stories, if you're a fan of the strange, dark, and mysterious delivered in story format, then you've come to the right channel, because that's all we do, and we upload 3, 4, even 5 times every week. So if that's of interest to you, please.
There we go.
Amongst all the special operations units in the entire world, there are a handful of units that are better than everybody else. And one of them is the United States Navy SEALs. Now, I'm a little bit biased because I was a Navy SEAL from 2012 to 2017, but
yeah, look at Mr. Ballin. Look at him.
Just objectively speaking, the amount of money that the United States Navy invests into creating one Navy SEAL is approximately $1 million. Now think about that from a military standpoint. The military is like the ultimate bureaucracy, where it's all about kind of mass-producing solutions. But with the Navy SEAL teams, it's kind of like the opposite, where this big bureaucracy is spending all this money and time to identify individuals that on their own merits are going to be the solution. And in order to be identified as one of those individuals, you need to go through arguably one of the most difficult military selection programs in the entire world. And if you make it to the very end of the 1.5 to 2 year long process of becoming a Navy SEAL, one of the last things you have to do before you can actually put a trident on your chest and be a Navy SEAL is go through a course called SEER School. SEER stands for Survival, Evasion, Resistance, and Escape. They're going to teach you how to handle being captured by the enemy.
Wow. Jesus. Yeah, a lot of my one side of the family is all military.
And more specifically, being tortured by the enemy. Much of SEER School is done in the classroom, but the famous part of SEER School is done in the field. Now, before I get into anything to do with the field exercise, just know that I can't really talk in detail about it because a lot of it is actually sensitive information. So I'm going to be speaking in generalities about the course, but you'll get the gist and you will appreciate the audio recording. After you finish the classroom portion of SEER School, you move on to the kind of final training exercise or field exercise. And that
I can only imagine what's going to happen now.
That's where they simulate you being behind enemy lines and getting captured, and you need to basically show your instructors that you don't just crumble, that you actually can handle the stress and the pressure and the mistreatment. There are segments of the field training exercise where you are put into very stressful positions. You're sensory deprived, and you have to listen to a particular audio recording. It is the Boots poem by Rudyard Kipling, and anybody that's been through Navy SEER school knows exactly what that poem sounds like, because you listen to it over and over and over and over and over. It is maddening. I mean, maddening. I put it on for this video and listened to it. I had to turn it off. It's seriously awful. And so just imagine listening to this for like, I don't want to give any times away, but it's an extremely long amount of time that you're just listening to this in this tight little space and you're all cramped up.
He so badly wanted to tell us how long you had to listen to this.
It's awful. It really is. So here you go. Have a listen to the official torture song of the Navy SEAL teams.
We're foot, slog, 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 slogging over Africa. So stand by day because the company, but night brings long strings of 40,000 million boots, 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 moving up and down again. There's no discharge in the war. Try to think of something different. Oh, my God, keep me from going lunatic. Boots, 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 moving up and down again. There's no discharge in the war.
Oh my God.
Slog, 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 slogging over Africa.
In 2013, a Reddit user was having a hard time getting to sleep, and then they would wake up in the middle of the night and their sleep was just generally broken, and so they decided they would look into downloading a sleep app. She wound up settling on a particular app called Sleep as Android because not only would it give her a whole bunch of information about her night's sleep, but it also had a constant recording going over the course of the night, and anytime it picked up an anomaly in sound, like snoring or talking in your sleep, they would record it and then clip it and provide it to you the next morning and show you these highlights of your sleeping from the night before. So she downloads the app, and starting on October 1st, 2013, she begins dutifully turning this thing on before she goes to bed. And then the next day she would get up, she'd review her sleep, she'd read all the graphs, she'd get all the reports. But the thing she wound up being the most interested in was this little timeline of all these instances where she would snore or make a funny sound. And it was just interesting because you don't get to listen to yourself sleep because, well, you're sleeping. But starting in November, so a month after downloading it, she started noticing that the app was picking up this strange clicking sound. It didn't have a consistent cadence to it. It almost sounded like someone had dropped something on the ground, but it was really difficult to discern it as something specific in the room. And so she assumed it had to be like the string on the fan, because some nights her fan was on, some nights it was off. And when it was swinging, maybe it was rattling the fan and the chain was bumping into the side of the frame, or it was just something else in her room. It didn't strike her as a very meaningful sound, but she was at least starting to be aware of this sound. Over the next couple of weeks, she heard the sound a couple more times, not while she was sleeping, just the next morning when she would see it on her app. And she actually started trying to recreate the sound by turning on the fan and actually shaking the fan to try to get the string to bounce up against the side in hopes that that would be the sound. But despite listening really intently for this sound, she just could not duplicate it and just didn't know where it was coming from. But again, she's not concerned, she's just a little bit perplexed. Then on December 30th, 2013, so this is about 3 months after downloading it, she's had about a month and a half of hearing these clicking sounds. She wakes up and she sees on her app's timeline, there's a whole bunch of audio recordings, but there's one particularly loud recording that took place at 2:04 a.m. earlier that morning. She loads it up and she starts hearing those clicking sounds that she had grown accustomed to hearing, but then she hears herself sit up in the bed and say, "What are you doing?" And then there's a pause, and then a male voice says back to her,
"Nothing."
And then you hear some more clicking, and you hear that same voice say,
"That's them."
And so right after hearing this recording, the Reddit user is like, "Oh my God, was someone in my house?" And she
What the hell?
runs around the house, makes sure nobody else is there. All the doors are locked, all the windows are locked. There's no sign that anybody was in the house. Nothing's missing, at least nothing she can tell. The Reddit user's friend suggested, why don't you post it to Reddit and see if anybody can give you some insight into what this was. Out of the thousands of comments on there that were all over the map for what this could be, there was a speech expert that actually got in touch with the Reddit user and went through the audio with her and then had her send recordings to him as well as her son to try to see if it would be possible for her to make the voice. and the speech expert determined that it would be impossible for her or her son to have made the voice in the room, meaning someone else was in the room with her in the middle of the night. After this particular night, she never picked up another voice in her room with her, but she did continue to hear that clicking sound that she began to associate with whoever this person was that was in the room with her, and so she and her son ultimately moved. Here is the audio recording.
What are you doing?
Oh, fuck.
In the late 1940s and 1950s, Reverend Jim Jones was known for his charitable works and his efforts towards desegregating Indiana. This earned him a devoted, loyal following, in particular from the African American
Right, Jason Clare? That's, yeah.
community. In 1956, he purchased a church in Indiana.
Nice for you to stop by.
And he named it the
And Jason Clare.
Temple, and
Nice
all
for you to
of his
stop
loyal
by.
followers went there and joined his congregation. During his fiery sermons, Jones emphasized helping the poor and lifting up the downtrodden, but despite his best efforts, raising money was proving to be a big challenge for him. Jones knew he was an amazing performer and he was really good on stage, and so instead of trying to do all the old school church fundraising techniques, he decided to do something a little more new school that played to his strengths, which was performance. And so what he started doing is advertising that he could perform miracles, live miracles on stage. And specifically what he said he could do is he could pull cancer out of people. And he had this magic trick where he would go up to somebody that had cancer and he would appear to be pulling on them, and then he would pull out what looked like meat from this person. And it was meat, it was chicken meat. And he made it seem like he had removed the cancer, and people loved it, and his congregation swelled immediately, and money was pouring in. And it was around this time that Jones began to realize the power of his own influence. He could make his followers believe anything he wanted. This power trip, though, over time...
Yeah, it was Xavier. Man. Hey, Lawrence Burn Phone. Nice for you to stop by.
Time would cause Jones to lose his grip on reality. And so when he began espousing fairly radical views, he didn't have anybody that was going to stand up and say, I don't know if you're right about that. Instead, he had a mass of people that basically blindly agreed with him. But when his social goals became so radical that they attracted Marxist leaders and violent leftist groups to the People's Temple, it was the one time that his followers said, okay, enough is enough. And there was a mass defection out of the People's Temple. And some of these defectors, when they left and had a chance to kind of look at the People's Temple for what it was, they realized it was more like a cult, and that they had been brainwashed, and that Jim Jones was a lunatic, and anybody who followed him could potentially be in danger. And so they went to the media and told them about this. The media converges on the People's Temple, and all of a sudden it's this huge scandal that Jim Jones is the leader of a cult. And as stories started to break about Jim Jones being this awful person who was stealing from his members, abusing them and brainwashing them, he up and leaves for South America with hundreds of his most loyal followers, and they resettle in an area called Guyana that would eventually be called Jonestown. Life on the Jonestown compound was very grim. Not only did they have 10-hour workdays every day of the week, but food and water were extremely limited because they were so cut off from modern society that the only way they could get any sort of resources was through haggling over a shortwave radio that usually didn't even work. So they're totally cut off, they have very few supplies, and then at the end of their 10-hour workday, it was mandatory for all members to come into this main area underneath this big scaffolding where Jim Jones would get up on stage and he would rant and rave about various government conspiracies that were going to befall them. He would excoriate defectors and talk about how they needed to round them up and make examples of them. And if you stepped out of line, even just a little bit, you could find yourself locked inside of a coffin or trapped at the bottom of a well as a form of punishment. Jones was already spiraling out of control, but some health issues led him to take a daily, near lethal dose of amphetamines and sedatives that made him a total lunatic. Suddenly, his nighttime speeches just weren't enough, and he began pumping these crazy speeches 24/7 over loudspeakers all over the camp. One defector said the speeches were centered on this idea that back in the United States, the government was systematically rounding up African Americans and sending them to concentration camps. And it was only a matter of time before they came here and took any of the African Americans here into captivity. And since the majority of the People's Temple were of African American descent, this was terrifying. U.S. Congressman Leo Ryan had been keeping close tabs on the People's Temple ever since the news broke about Jim Jones kind of being a hack and a maniac. And when they went to South America, he just felt like no one's really checking in on them, and I'm concerned for the well-being of the people that are there. And so on November 18th, 1978, Ryan, along with 18 other people, flew to Guyana to talk to Jim Jones and to make sure that everything was okay. When he arrived, he was expecting it to be kind of in disrepair and be this chaotic scene, but it wasn't. The camp was maintained, people were well-dressed, polite. It seemed like a happy and healthy community with a few hundred people there. And he actually went to Jim Jones and says, you know, it looks like you got a good thing going here. But Jones, in his totally delusional state, believed Ryan was being sent by the U.S. government to round up the members and to ship them into concentration camps. And so as soon as the congressman left the camp and was headed back to the airport, Jones sent a security team after them, and they shot and killed Leo Ryan along with 4 others. While that massacre is going on, Jones goes over to the middle of the camp where he normally gives his nighttime speeches, and he calls all...
Oh my God.
Killed Leo Ryan along with 4 others. While that massacre is going on, Jones goes over to the middle of the camp where he normally gives his nighttime speeches, and he calls all 900 plus members to the middle of camp to listen to him. He turns on a recording device, he picks up his microphone, and he delivers a speech that would come to be known as the death tape. His famous first line of this speech is, "I've tried my best to give you a good life." And you can hear the crowd erupt with cheers as he says this, and what listeners of this tape can't see is what's being unveiled at the same time. Right next to Jim Jones is this silver cauldron of this sickly purple liquid, and next to it are about 900 cups. The next day, authorities are outside the gate of Jonestown, and they're getting ready to head into Jonestown to confront Jim Jones about his connection to the murder of Congressman Ryan and the 4 others. And they're loading their guns, they're getting ready for what's bound to be massive resistance from this crazy cult leader and his followers. And as they're making their way down the road and the camp comes into view, they notice that it's eerily quiet and they don't see anybody moving around. And as they're walking through some of the high grass, someone trips and falls, and they think they've stepped on a log. But when they stand up and look down, they notice that it's a dead person, and they scream out, and then everyone's looking around, and they notice that all over the ground in front of them are hundreds and hundreds of dead bodies. There's more bodies than they can possibly count. The previous night, that purple liquid that was revealed to the crowd after Jim Jones begins his speech was Kool-Aid mixed with cyanide. And over the course of several hours, and it's all recorded on the death tape, he encourages his members to come up and die with dignity and drink the Kool-Aid. However, if you didn't drink the Kool-Aid or didn't want to drink the Kool-Aid, like many of the 300 children, their parents would make them, or the armed guards would come over and they would inject them with it. And after everybody's died, Jim Jones doesn't even drink from the Kool-Aid. He ends up shooting himself. I've decided to only include a very small portion of the death tape because so much of it is just, it's heartbreaking, it's distressing, and it should be something that you decide you want to listen to. It should not be thrust upon you.
How very much I've tried my best to give you the good life. It was said by the greatest of prophets from time immemorial, no man takes my life from me, I lay my life down. If we can't live in peace, then let's die in peace. We've been so betrayed.
Sounds crazy.
We've been so terribly betrayed. Take the portion like they used to take in ancient Greece and step over quietly, because we are not committing suicide. It's a revolutionary act. We can't go back. They won't leave us alone. They're now going back to tell more lies, which means more congressmen, and there's no way no way we can survive.
So that's going to do it, guys. Let me know in the comments what you thought of these 3 stories, and I will pin the best comment at the top of the comments section. If you enjoyed today's video and you haven't done this already, please steal the Like Button's library card and then take out several hardcover coffee table books, but then don't return them. Also, please subscribe.
All right, let's play another one. Going to do a little cryptid one. God damn, that was dark. That took a dark turn, the last one. Holy shit. Oh. So, my last one of the day is going to be a cryptid one. It's going to be a cryptid story. So yeah. It's about a Marine encountering a Bigfoot. So, or allegedly. So, let's see.
To this channel.
Oh shit. Where is it? There it is.
Every year, dozens of people, hikers, hunters, backpackers, will go off into the wilds of North America and then come out again, claiming to have seen Bigfoot, the 8 to 10 feet tall, intelligent, bipedal, hairy creature that kind of is a cross between man and beast. And there's literally been thousands of sightings of that particular creature all over North America. And despite the thousands of sightings, there's never been a substantiated claim, so Bigfoot has become an urban legend. But no matter how you feel about Bigfoot, whether it exists or it doesn't, if you read through some of the first-hand accounts of these people who claim to have seen Bigfoot in North America, some of them are horrifying. And one account that stands out to me as being the most terrifying comes out of Oregon. There's a couple hot spots all over North America where some of the most sightings of Bigfoot occur, and one of them is in Oregon. In particular, it's the northwestern section of Oregon. And that's where today's story is going to come out of, and it is Jeff Boiler's story. Jeff was a Marine. He was then a police officer, then he became a deputy sheriff, and then he ultimately became a lawyer. What really stands out to me about Jeff's story is that he strikes me as a credible, skeptical guy. Who, when
and same here, I've seen majority of his videos, Mr. Ballins.
Interviewed, because he's been on a TV show called Paranormal Witness on the Sci-Fi Channel. He did a follow-on interview. He's you can Google him, Jeff Boiler's Bigfoot sighting. The way he tells the story, it's like he's not trying to dress it up. He's not trying to make it more dramatic than it really was. It's like he's just telling you what happened to him. And he's not trying to create a theory as to what it was, but rather just, here it is. Here's what happened, as I remember it. And it allows you to listen to this story and really relate to it. And it makes it that much more eerie as you listen to what happened to him. And so today, I'm going to be telling Jeff's story. But before I get into that, if you're a fan of these
Let's get into it.
3 to 4 times a week, so you don't miss any. Jeff Boiler was a fit, single guy that had been in the Marine Corps for a little while, and then he'd been a police officer, and now he was looking to do something new with his life, and he had always been a huge fan of nature. He loved hiking and hunting, and so he just kind of up and decided to move to Oregon to just be back in nature. And so he goes out to Oregon. He doesn't really know what he's going to do for a job. One of Jeff's friends, who is the elected sheriff of a very rural county in northwestern Oregon, reached out to Jeff and said, hey, with your background, you were in the Marine Corps, you were a police officer, would you want to be one of our deputy sheriffs out here in northwestern Oregon? And Jeff's like, wow, great, and took the job. So after being on the job for a couple of months, Jeff is really happy. He loves his job, and he gets off one day from work pretty early, and he steps outside, and he would recall that it was like one of the most beautiful days he had seen in recent years. It was just this gorgeous day.
Wow, that's gorgeous.
And even though initially he was planning to just go home, he was like, you know what? I'm gonna go on a hike. He wanted to go to this fairly hard to access section of the woods that was a little ways up the mountain where 20 years earlier he had actually buried one of his very close friends. And so he thought, you know what, today I'm gonna make that trip up to his grave, I'm gonna pay my respects, that's a good way to spend such a beautiful day. So he hopped in his Jeep and he started driving over to the woods that would take him up to this gravesite. It was an unmarked trail, but he had a map, he knew where it was, so he headed over. Now, Jeff was highly competent in the wilderness, but it needs to be said that he was basically going to be hiking into a section of the Cascade Mountains that was unmarked. This is a very isolated, unmarked area. And in fact, Jeff would even say that sometimes when you would walk around this section of the Cascade Mountains, you would wonder to yourself, has
that's
anyone
still
ever
gorgeous.
been here before? Like, this is such a wild and open expanse. Am I the first person to ever step foot here? It's a section of Oregon that is totally just wild. So Jeff arrives at the dirt lot that's right on the edge of this forest that goes up the side of this mountain. And before he steps in and starts making his way up, he gets his map out and he kind of roughly charts a course. Because again, there's no trail in here. He puts his map away and he begins walking up this mountain. He's been walking for about 2 hours and the terrain's really bad. And he decides, you know what, why don't I deviate from the course that I was on and try to get to a more open area that might be able to kind of bank around to get up to the gravesite. He looked on the map and he could see that parallel to where he was going up this mountain, there seemed to be a strip of clearing where it might be easier going. It would require a bit of work to get over to it, but once he was there, he believed he could get up to the gravesite. So before he makes that movement over to the clearing, there was a stream running right next to him, freshwater stream, and so he just bends down, he splashes some water on his face, he gets a drink, and before he actually starts moving towards this clearing, because now he's deviating from the path that he intended to take. And this is an unmarked trail. So he knew that he would need to be really certain where he was going. He didn't have a GPS. This is 1997. He just had his map and compass. So
wow,
he pulls out his
I
map
haven't heard
one
this
more
story.
time. He looks at where he needs to go. He closes it up. And so he pulls out his compass and he takes what's called an azimuth, which basically is a way to make sure you're going in the right direction. And so he pulls the compass up to his eye. And as he's looking, he sees just to the right of his viewpoint, about 20 feet above him, there is a tree and a boulder, and behind that tree, someone is watching him. And so he lowers his compass and he just kind of glances over, and he can tell that it's clearly a figure. It's got 2 eyes in its head and it's looking at him. And he's not immediately scared. He thinks that this is a person who's kind of poking their head around a tree at him. And it's daylight. He knows he's out in the middle of nowhere, but he's looking up at it. And he involuntarily cocks his head, like, huh? And this thing cocks its head. It's mimicking me. It steps out from behind the tree, and it's this huge, human-looking figure that looks very hairy. It's like 8 foot tall. And Jeff's looking up at it like, that's not a human. And so, not really sure what it is, he instinctively reaches for a sidearm, but he can't get it out of its holster. And he's like fumbling with it, and he's keeping his eyes on this thing that's, maybe 50 feet away from him, 20 feet up on this rocky outcropping. He can't get it out. And the figure's just looking down at him, and it's still got its head cocked to the side. He finally looks down to free his pistol. He draws the pistol, but the creature's gone. And he's like, I gotta get a better look. There was a tree that was pretty high that had a bunch of low branches that he could climb up. That would, if he climbed up maybe 15 or 20 feet, he could probably look over into this rocky outcropping. So he starts climbing up this tree, and he looks, and he's now level with that rocky outcropping, and he's looking out, and it stretches off quite a ways. There's a whole stretch of forest right there. And he's looking, and he can't see or hear anything. And he's starting to wonder to himself, like, did I really just see that? Is my mind playing tricks on me? Am I hallucinating? And so he decides, you know what, I'm gonna climb back down and I'm gonna go up onto that rocky outcropping. Wasn't planning to, but now I'm going to, and I wanna see if I can see some tracks or just see where this thing went. He's a Marine, he was a police officer, he was very...
I mean, weird, like, say it's like, I'm thinking bear. I'm telling
very
you.
comfortable in the wild. He just didn't really scare that easily.
Has to be a bear.
He's just kind of curious. And he's armed, And so he climbs down the tree. And he
This is a
starts
really
climbing
big
up
bear.
This little rocky outcropping, and he gets up to where this creature was hiding. There's nothing there. There's no scent. There's no anything. And he just decides, you know what? I'm just going to walk in the general direction that I think this thing went. Because where he was, which was this rocky outcropping, it kind of dead-ended because it's like a cliff. So he could pretty much only go inland and up this mountain. And so he just starts walking. And as he's walking, he's looking for, signs that he could potentially attribute to this creature. He's listening really intently, but there's nothing. After about an hour, he's looking at the map and he's looking around at the terrain, and he's like, I think I'm lost. Like, I need to turn around now. And then it dawns on him that he's also lost track of time. It's starting to get pretty dark out, and he does not have a flashlight. So he starts to panic a little bit because he realizes that his curiosity has now put him in a very dangerous situation. He doesn't have supplies to stay the night. He doesn't have a flashlight. It's getting late, and
Yeah, that's that one. Fuck.
he's potentially lost. So he tries to compose himself, and he just says, okay, I'm just going to turn around and walk back, because he hasn't seen any indication of this creature or this person or whatever it is. So he turns around and he starts backtracking as best as he can. And as soon as he starts moving back, from behind him, he hears what sounds like a very large tree break and smash into the ground. And he described it as being louder than most guns. Like, it's an extremely loud sound. And he turns around and he looks, and there's nothing there. But he just figured, that's crazy. Like, I'm lucky that no tree landed on me. He's not thinking that could be, Bigfoot. He's thinking that a tree just fell and I'm lucky it didn't land on me. And so now, even though he is not connecting the falling tree with this creature or person he saw, he's in a bit of a panicked state. And so he can't help but associate the experiences. And so he finds himself, as he's walking now a little bit faster and faster away from where he just was, looking over his shoulder in the direction of where that tree fell and where he believed this creature or person was. And as he's walking, looking ahead where he needs to go, but then peering over his head, over his shoulder, over and over again, he hears another loud snap and fall, and it stops him dead in his tracks. It was ahead of him, off to the right, basically on the exact opposite side of where he had come from. And he's thinking to himself, in all the time that I've spent in the woods, it's so rare to be around a tree suddenly falling, unless it's being caused by another tree falling or some other event. It's rare that you would hear two large trees break and fall independent from one another in the same small area but not connected. That's pretty rare. And he's thinking to himself, if that creature or person had anything to do with it, how did it go from over there to all the way over there without me hearing it? It's moving around without me being able to spot it. And so the hair on the back of his neck stands up, and he's starting to feel very uncomfortable. He's being hunted. And so he keeps on walking the path, but begins to veer off away from the second snap that he heard. He figures, I'm just going to split the difference and kind of go a little bit to the left and avoid that falling tree, still keep my distance from this falling tree, and just get down the mountain as quickly as I can. And so as he starts moving in this kind of slightly new direction, he hears a third falling tree. And now it's back on his left side, closer to that first one he heard, except it's closer to him now. He turned around and he couldn't see the result of a large tree falling. He certainly heard it, but he's looking and he can't see anything. And he's thinking to himself, like, 3 falling trees, that is not innocent. Something is knocking over these trees. And I think it's that creature I saw. And even worse is he's thinking to himself, is this creature using these trees to signal to other creatures where he is? Is he being tracked? It's getting closer to him without giving away its own position. He really believed he was being hunted. And so he starts sprinting down the mountain. And as he's running, he's hearing snap, fall, These massive trees are being knocked down on his left and his right side, like you have 2 hunters basically following him. Or it's the same one that apparently can move around in the wilderness without being spotted. And he is absolutely terrified. He's running down the mountain, he's falling, he's getting smashed up every time he falls. And he finally, after about 30 minutes of just running straight downhill with these crashes getting closer and closer and closer to him, he reaches this clearing. And he stops abruptly because there's an animal in the middle of the clearing, and it's a deer. And the deer doesn't seem fazed by Jeff. The deer sees Jeff, looks behind Jeff, just off to his side, and it tilts its head back and then turns and sprints away. It wasn't running from Jeff. It was running from whatever was right behind Jeff. And Jeff stops, and he starts turning his head in the direction of where the deer was looking, and he can't see anything. And as he's looking, another tree slams, smashing down right behind where he was. He takes off sprinting. He knows he's maybe a half mile from his car at this point. And now, as he's sprinting through this field, all he hears is just a cascade of these crashing trees as he sprints the
Holy shit.
final stretch to his car. Pulls out his key and he starts clicking the automatic locks. And he can't tell if it's working. And he's panicking that it's not going to work in time and he's going to get to his car and it's going to be locked. He's fumbling with his keys to open the door. And now the crashing has all stopped. And he's just waiting for this thing to jump out and grab him. He manages to open his car, jumps inside, slams it, starts it up, and peels out of there. And then he went back to his office where a sheriff was, and he told him what happened, and he felt ridiculous telling him. And the sheriff was like, I get reports like this all the time. This side of the Cascade Mountains, in that very remote section that you were in, we get reports like that all the time. I believe you. If you want to file a report, go for it, but chances are good it's never going to be followed up with. This is just a phenomenon of being out here in the wilderness. Some people believe it, some people don't. Decades would go by and he would finally share his story, which is why we're hearing about it now. But when he tells that story, if you watch it on Paranormal Witness, you're listening to it like it happened yesterday. This has stuck with this man, and it's clear it had a profound impact on his life. So while there's never been any substantiated claims of Bigfoot actually existing, some of these reports are eerily similar to one another, and some of the people detailing these sightings are people like Jeff, who really has no reason to lie or embellish. He doesn't really stand to gain much. In fact, he stands to lose, because he could be labeled as kind of like a kook for believing that Bigfoot chased him. So the way I like to look at stuff like this is just to keep an open mind. We don't know half the stuff that's in our ocean. We barely know anything in the universe. What's to say that there isn't some creature like Bigfoot that's managed to evade, legitimate proof that it exists? I think it's certainly possible. It doesn't mean that I fundamentally believe it's true. It just means that I retain an open mind. But I want to know what you think chased Jeff through the woods.
Yeah. So, on that note, that's my last call of the night, y'all. So yeah. Have a good night, y'all. Thanks for stopping by today. I had fun hanging out with y'all. So, I'm tired. Go to bed. See you guys. I might stream tomorrow. I don't know. I'll keep you guys posted. Have a good night, guys. And don't forget to hit the like and subscribe for me, please. And thank you. Anyways, good night, guys. Later.